climate science. So, but I still think that I don't need to be a climate scientist to understand that we are at a tipping point now where changing our light bulbs is not really going to bring a big change. We need to bring changes in our life, in our everyday life, and yeah, lead by an example. I don't want to get into hard facts about CO2s and several other ways that we are pushing the climate to its limits, because there is enough information on internet if you want to go and understand what we're doing to the climate and how we are hurting the climate. I Today I want to talk about how living in Pakistan, in any city of Pakistan, you can bring changes in your everyday life that can actually have a big impact on the environment. Again, you just I think the most important thing is that bring a mindset change and a lifestyle change. And what all I'm sharing right now is the changes that I have made in my life. And I really hope कि सब लोग इसको uh, आराम से सुनेंगे पहले, without being defensive about it or without being all like कि नहीं हम ये नहीं कर सकते और ये नहीं हो सकता type scene. So just bear with me for some time, and then we'll have a question answer session in the end as well. One of the most important things that I want to talk about, the change that I have made in my own life, is becoming a vegetarian. Yes, I know that's really big. I was a person that used to love sushi and love steaks, and I have lived half my life on McDonald's. So this was a very, very big change that I had to bring. But I realized that if I want to live a sustainable life, I do not have any other option but to become a vegetarian. Now, I'm not saying the whole world needs to become a vegetarian, but unfortunately, since we have such a heavy meat eating lifestyle generally in the world, some people have to become vegetarian for now, so that there is some balance. Animal agriculture is responsible for 18% of greenhouse gas emissions. That is more than all the transport combined. So that is really big. And it's not just the greenhouse gas emissions that is caused by the animal agriculture. We have soil pollution, water pollution, air pollution, and it is one of the main reasons for deforestation around the world. So again, I'm not saying that let's just all convert to vegan and vegetarian right now, but all I'm saying is that if you think about it, अच्छा चलो ठीक है, नून ने कर लिया है, she is a vegetarian now, what can I do? You can have days where you can go vegetarian once a week, twice a week. You can even have vegetarian or vegan meals. Let's just say every Monday dinner I'm going to have a vegetarian or a vegan meal. It's just about bringing small changes. It's just about that, okay, I can't become a vegetarian, but I can do this, because what we need right now is balance in our world. So yeah, number two thing that I want to talk about, second thing that I want to talk about is fast fashion. Fast fashion is one of the main sources of water pollution in the world. So I have tried to impose, like, I'm trying to not shop at all. So it's a shop stop that I have kind of imposed on myself. Because according to IPCC, 10% of all carbon dioxide emissions that we are producing is because of fast fashion. So there are a lot of brands that are sustainable brands, and they produce their clothes in a sustainable way with sustainable material, but I don't think that is a solution. I think our consumption pattern is a problem. So अगर मैं एक सस्टेनेबल ब्रांड से भी उतनी ही क्वांटिटी में कपड़े खरीदूं जितने मैं एक अनसस्टेनेबल ब्रांड से खरीदूंगी, सो इट्स नॉट रियली गोइंग टू bring a big change, I feel like. So what we need to do is cut down our what we think we need to buy. There is a very, very big difference in between what you think you need and what you want and what you need. So I think if we just try and change our consumption pattern by just buying things that we really need rather than what we think we want, so that will have a very, very big impact. And I'm sure you guys are aware of all the chemicals and the microplastics that are in going in the ocean because of the fast fashion as well. Other than that, I want to talk about the compost. I have made sure that I compost every week. You can decide to compost weekly or daily, that's up to you. In Canada, 58% of all the food goes to waste. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of a research for Pakistan, but on an average, 125 kg of food goes to waste in Asia. Am I speaking too fast?
No, no, it's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. You can continue.
Okay. Great. Great. So in Asia, approximately 125 kg of food is okay, goes to waste per person. Once we throw that food away, it goes to the landfills. And in landfills, that food suffocates and creates greenhouse gases. So if we compost, we can actually divert all that food to compost and make a very good fertilizer out of it. Um, a lot of videos that you watch these days on YouTube about compost, they are unfortunately mostly based out of UK or US, और वहाँ का compost का system बिल्कुल different होता है. So that's why I have kind of done my own research and try to find a way of composting that we can do in Pakistan. Should I go through the process of composting? Would you guys be interested in that? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, so I'll just go through briefly, which is basically you all you need for composting is a terracotta pot. जो मिट्टी के गमले होते हैं हम लोगों को हर जगह से आराम से मिल जाते हैं. बहुत सिंपल है, आप एक मिट्टी का गमला लें बड़ा, उसके अंदर वहीं जहाँ से आप खरीदेंगे उसको बोलें कि वो होल्स कर दे उसके अंदर ताकि वेंटिलेशन हो सके उसके अंदर. देन ऑल यू नीड इज कि जितने भी आपका जो ग्रीन वेस्ट है विच इज फ्रूट के छिलके, वेजिटेबल के छिलके, वेजिटेबल इटसेल्फ कोई अगर खराब हो गई हो वो, तो ये सारा जो ग्रीन वेस्ट है उसको आप कंपोस्ट कर सकते हैं बाय सिंपली पुटिंग इट इन लेयर्स. अगर किसी ने सिंधी बिरयानी बनाई है तो फिर यू विल नो व्हाट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. यू जस्ट हैव टू पुट दिस इन लेयर्स. पहले एक ब्राउन वेस्ट की लेयर होगी विच इज बेसिकली ड्राई लीव्स, उसके बाद आप अपना ग्रीन वेस्ट डालें और उसके ऊपर ब्राउन वेस्ट डाल दें. You can do this daily if you want, if you have time, or you can do this weekly. I have done this weekly. अगर आप weekly कर रहे हैं तो फिर all you have to do is कि आप अपना green waste जो सारा है वो freezer में रख दें ताकि वो खराब ना हो रोज का, और फिर संडे को या जिस भी दिन आपके पास टाइम है उस दिन आप कर लें. If you're doing it every day, even then it takes 2 to 3 minutes a day, and within a month you will have very good compost जो कि आप compost is good for our environment in every way because एक तो आप वो सारा कचरा जो है वो डाइवर्ट कर रहे हैं, और उसके अलावा कंपोस्ट इज गुड फॉर आवर सॉइल. इट्स गुड फॉर सॉइल इन सो मेनी वेज दैट आई विल टेक 2 hours. Hi. Okay, so so 30% of all available land that we have for agriculture in the world, उसमें से जो 30% लैंड है वो जितना भी खाना प्रोड्यूस करता है वो सब हम लोग फेंक रहे होते हैं. So that is something that we all need to think about, how to reduce our organic waste and how to use that organic waste in a way that it doesn't go to landfills but it creates something which is really good for the environment. Uske baad, my favorite topic, I want to talk about plastic waste that we produce, single use plastic waste. So iske liye I have to show you guys something that I carry every single day of my life with me all the time. So this is my zero waste kit that I have with me all the time. The minute I get out of the house, I have this with me. And I don't care if people are judging. I don't care if somebody's like, hey, tumhare haath mein kya hai? I really don't care. So I have this with me. It doesn't really have to be this fancy because I carry it every single day, all the time with me. तो मैंने उसको थोड़ा सा fancy कर दिया है. इसके अंदर क्या है? So I have my coffee cup. Again, it can be any coffee cup. I like this coffee cup. It just keeps the drinks hot and cold for a very long time. So अगर आपको कोई juice लेना है, अगर आपको coffee लेनी है, anything at all, you don't use any single use container, you use a reusable one. Then I have my lunch box. I have this with me all the time. Like I mean it. Seriously, the minute I'm out of the house, I have this with me all the time. Because अगर आपको कहीं take out लेना है, आपको और मैं I don't order anything because it comes in a lot of plastic. So I go to the restaurant wherever I want to go and I take my meal in this container so that I don't use any single use plastic. What I have is a reusable spoon and a fork. Again, it doesn't really have to be anything fancy. You can just pick one up from the house and then just use that. So you know, because मेरा लाइफस्टाइल बहुत ज़्यादा अनप्रिडिक्टेबल है, ऑफिस से निकले मीटिंग कर रहे हैं, कहीं बाहर चले गए, खाना ऑर्डर कर दिया, सो आई कैरी ऑल दिस स्टफ विद मी ऑल द टाइम. इट डिपेंड्स ऑन योर लाइफ स्टाइल. यू वुड नो कि अगर कहीं बाहर जा रहे हैं, स्पेशली यू नो टू प्लेसेज लाइक फूड कोर्ट मे बी, और फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू नो अ प्लेस वे यू नो दैट दे विल सर्व द फूड इन प्लास्टिक or to go container, तो उसमें you can just carry your own things, so you don't use anything plastic. And then the plastic straws, matlab I carry them. I have these stainless steel straws, but I don't understand what's the hype with the straw. Matlab, we can drink most of our drinks without the straw. Like, seriously, guys, we're capable of doing this. We can do this. Like, we drink all, like, you know, हम लोग घर में भी पी रहे होते हैं, चीजें पी रहे होते हैं, डायरेक्ट ग्लास से पी रहे होते हैं. I don't know why रेस्टोरेंट जाते ही हम लोगों को एकदम से प्लास्टिक स्ट्रॉस की जरूरत पड़ जाती है. So yeah, that, and then I have this which converts into a bag if I'm shopping something. So this is my zero waste kit that I carry with me all the time. I'm sure you guys are already aware of what plastic, single use plastic is doing to our environment. You know, just a lot of people say कि उसको हजारों साल लग जाते हैं डिकम्पोज होने में. That's actually wrong. उसको हजारों साल लग जाते हैं to break down, and then it becomes microplastic, which still exists in this world. So just the fact that reusable, the single use plastic water bottle I used when I was like what 6-7 साल की थी जब मैं, वो अभी तक इस दुनिया में एग्जिस्ट करती है, and I'm 32 now. So you know, every time you use something single use, just do think for a minute that this thing is going to outlive me. Is it worth it? So, and if you think it's worth it and you still don't care, then I don't know what to say. You know, it's just seriously not worth it. I had to bring some bigger change in life to stop using single use plastic. Other than my zero waste kit was that I stopped using shampoo because it comes in a plastic bottle. I switched to shampoo bars. I have stopped using any kind of makeup. I have stopped using all sorts of creams. So I only use coconut oil to moisturize my face or anything. So these were big changes, but honestly, after I have made these changes, I feel so much better. I feel so much better because I am not polluting the environment, and I am not polluting, and I'm not using all those chemicals. You know, another example is this small tea bag. बिकॉज जो टी बैग्स हम लोग यूज़ कर रहे होते हैं, यू नो, वी थिंक है उसमें कोई मसला नहीं है, वो तो कागज़ का बना हुआ है. वो कागज़ का नहीं बना हुआ. द टी बैग्स दैट वी यूज़ आर ऑल इन दैट पाउच जिसके अंदर चाय होती है, वो सारा सिंगल यूज़ प्लास्टिक है. एंड एवरी टाइम यू डिप अ टी बैग इन हॉट वाटर, उसमें से हज़ारों की तादाद में माइक्रो प्लास्टिक्स हमारी चाय में जाते हैं. So we're not just polluting the environment, we're polluting our body as well. So this is very simple. It's ये easily available है पाकिस्तान में different जगहों पर. So all you do is कि इसके अंदर आप पत्ती डाल देते हैं और फिर ये बंद हो जाता है, and then you can dip this and have your tea. So it's about bringing small changes. It's about being mindful, I feel like, more than anything else. Tea bags की बात हो गई. You know, it's about making sure that you live a life that's good for you and good for the planet as well. Then there are a lot of small things that you all can do, that I try to do at least every day. हम लोग बहुत बार ये सुन चुके हैं कि जब टूथब्रश कर रहे हो तो नलका बंद कर दो, जब मुंह धो रहे हो तो नलका बंद कर लो. बट डू वी डू दैट एक्चुअली इज द क्वेश्चन. सही है, हम सबको ये बात पता है कि पानी बचाना है, लेकिन क्या हम लोग ये करते हैं? अगर एक दफ़ा कोई कपड़े पहन लिए हैं और वो गंदे नहीं हुए हैं, तो वो कबर्ड में वापस रख सकते हैं, उनको धोने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Do we think about this is my question. You know, we all know कि सही है, sustainable नहीं है. It's as simple as unplugging the chargers at night. हम लोग जो रात को फोन चार्ज पे लगाकर सो जाते हैं, it's not good for the electronic device, but वो continuously power use कर रहा होता है. So we're wasting all that power, and it's wrong on so many levels. अगर आप चलें climate change और environment की बात 1 मिनट के लिए साइड पे कर भी दें, आपका इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बिल ज़्यादा आता है उसकी वजह से. बिकॉज जो एक चार्जर प्लग हुआ हुआ है, उस पर आपका फ़ोन लगा हुआ है या नहीं लगा हुआ है, वो पावर यूज़ कर रहा है. इट्स कॉल्ड द वेम्पायर पावर, एंड उससे अच्छा खासा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी ज़ाया हो रही होती है. द लैपटॉप चार्जर्स दैट वी कीप ऑन इन प्लग्ड, यू नो, थोड़ी सी कन्वीनियंस के लिए हम लोग इतनी सारी रिसोर्सेज वेस्ट कर रहे होते हैं विदाउट इवन थिंकिंग अबाउट इट. So if I before going to the whole question answer session, if I can bring two changes in life, um, if I had a genie and I had two wishes, so three kar dete hain. So that would be one would be I want to make sustainable living cool. अगर किसी ने फॉर एग्जाम्पल गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स ना देखा हुआ हो या किसी को किसी डिजाइनर का या सिंगर का ना पता हो तो हम लोग उसको इस तरह एम्बेरस कर देते हैं कि बस तुम जिंदा रहने का कोई मकसद ही नहीं, तुमने गेम ऑफ थ्रोन्स ही देखा हुआ. सो व्हाई कांट वी डू दैट ऑन सस्टेनेबल लिविंग? अगर कोई इंसान, अगर हम लोग रिपीटिंग क्लोथ्स ऑन वेडिंग्स को कूल बना दें rather than being embarrassed about it. Last 14 weddings that I've been to, 14 शादियां पिछले कोई 1.5 साल 2 साल के अंदर, नहीं सॉरी 3 साल के अंदर, मैंने उन सब के ऊपर सेम कपड़े पहने हैं, सेम कपड़े, on purpose. You know, I have another dress that I can alternate with, but then I was like, no, I want to make that a point कि मैं सब पे सेम कपड़े ही पहनूं. And you can style it differently. You can do a bit of different makeup, you can style your hair differently, but you can just wear the same clothes. It's okay. मतलब जिसकी शादी हो रही है वो नए कपड़े पहन रहे हैं ना, काफी है. मतलब मैं जा रही हूँ वहां पे, उनको मेरी खुशी उतनी रहेगी उन लोगों की शादी के ऊपर. आई एम still going there. I don't have to buy new clothes every time somebody else is getting married, or every time my friend is throwing a lunch or a dinner. I don't need to buy new clothes. So yes, you hear that a lot. क्या हो गया है, गरीब हो गए, कपड़े नहीं है. और and it's very difficult to explain it to a lot of people कि भाई ये आप क्यों कर रहे हैं. मतलब so about being vegetarian, I hear this every single day of my life कि मेरे vegetarian होने से कुछ नहीं होगा और तुम्हारे ये करने से कुछ नहीं होगा. But there are days I want to like explain it to people, but then there are days I want to just punch them on the face. So yeah, so वो struggle रहेगी. So again, going back to repeating clothes on wedding, we need to make that cool, guys. We need to make not ironing your clothes cool. So I'm wearing this shirt today and I haven't ironed it, and it's fine. I work, I meet clients, I go on meetings, and they just know कि हाँ नूर ऐसे ही है. So जब नूर ऐसे ही है तो बाकी बहुत सारे लोग भी ऐसे ही हो सकते हैं, right? We can just make unironed clothes cool. We can make repeating clothes cool. We can make wearing shirts that we bought 4 5 years ago cool. Why can't we? Matlab, when we make such stupid things cool, why can't we make this cool? So my one wish would be that we start making living sustainably cool. We start carrying our own. Oh, I missed this is an extension of my body. This is always with me, always with me. It can be any reusable water bottle that you want to carry. It doesn't really have to be a certain brand, but just you know carrying this doesn't just mean that I am thirsty, मुझे पानी पीना है. It's a sign that I care enough about the planet to think ahead कि मैं बाहर जा रही हूँ और मुझे प्यास लगेगी, जो कि हर एक को लगती है, और फिर मैं सिर्फ एक सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक वाटर बॉटल लेकर पानी नहीं पी लूंगी, उसको फेंक नहीं दूंगी. This kind of represents that you care about the environment. You can think for others. So yeah, so one wish would be to make a sustainable lifestyle cool. And second wish that I have is to embarrass people who are not living sustainably. We really need to do that. So I see these celebrities and I see these influencers and brands being so, they just don't care. Honestly, they just don't care. So there is a brand called Liberty Books. I've been after them since past 4 years now, and they use single-use plastic bags, and they promised me a couple of 1 year ago that they will stop using those bags. But the problem is that I am the only one who's whining about that. Honestly, I'm the only one who's like, नहीं आप लोग मत करें मत करें मत करें. And they're like, नहीं हमारे बाकी के जो कस्टमर्स हैं उनको कोई मसला नहीं है और गवर्नमेंट को कोई मसला नहीं है, तो हम लोग ये क्यों चेंज करें? These brands, they don't want to bring a change till we don't ask for a change. Every time I see some influencer talking about the PR package that they have got, and it's wrapped in plastic, and they're like, it's such a nice packaging. Dude, think of it. Like सही है, तुम्हें PR पैकेज आ रहा है, अगर सिर्फ आप उस 20 मिनट की वीडियो में एक दफा ये मेंशन कर दें कि थैंक यू सो मच XYZ, दिस I'm really happy and the product is very nice, but just please don't use that much plastic. That's all you need to mention, these influencers that we have. And if they are not doing it, then I think it's our responsibility to message them every time we see this. So I'm one of those deep people who do this all the time. Every time I see a brand sending things to people in like layers of plastic and plastic and plastic, I make sure I send a message to that brand, and I make sure that I send a message to that influencer. You don't have to shame them on comments. Just send them a message. Just let them know that their followers care about this. It's as simple as that. I every time I see some celebrity or some influencer carrying a single use water bottle and posing, I just send them a message. I don't know if they read it or they don't, but if enough of us do, if enough of us send the messages, I'm sure they'll be embarrassed of carrying a single use water bottle. And it'll be cool to carry a reusable water bottle, and I think that is what is required. So yeah, so these two wish I have, that if we can do anything, we can make these, living sustainably cool and embarrass people. Even if you meet your friends, I do that. Even if you meet your friends on coffee, just if they're having a drink, and if they order something, आप waiter को प्यार से बोल दें कि भाई इसके साथ please straw मत लेकर आइएगा. And when the friends, when they look at me, then I look at them like, क्या तुम 2 साल क्यों बगैर straw के नहीं पी सकती, क्या मसला है? So just embarrass them. Make sure that you embarrass them enough that they stop using single-use plastic. In my journey of trying to live sustainably, I have had failures as well, major ones. Liberty Books being one. They are super deep about this. I have a whole conversation with the GM where they said that promise they will stop using these bags, and now they're saying that they don't care enough. Other than that, there is another brand called Greeno Juice. Then there is Dunkin' Donut. वो लोग बहुत स्मार्ट हैं। वो लोग क्या करते हैं कि अगर आप अपना कॉफ़ी कप लेकर भी जाएँगे वहाँ पर और आप उनको बोलते हैं कि जी मुझे इसमें कॉफ़ी दे दें या मुझे इसमें जूस दे दें, वो आपको आपके कॉफ़ी कप में जूस दे देंगे या कॉफ़ी दे देंगे, और उसके बाद वो एक बिल्कुल साफ प्लास्टिक का कप फेंक देंगे अपना अकाउंट रखने के लिए। So I have had enough fights with them, but nothing happened. So those are some of my failures where I think that one person saying again and again about this, yes, I know, Manu, I know, they just, that is messed up. That is extremely messed up because um, I did everything that I could. I spoke about this on Facebook. I spoke about this on my Instagram. I went to their whoever manager was and explained it to them कि भाई मतलब आप प्लीज ये ना करें। अगर आप लोग से, आई अंडरस्टैंड कि आप लोग कोई सस्टेनेबल ऑल्टरनेट नहीं दे सकते इसका इस वक्त, लेकिन कोई इंसान अगर अपना कप लेकर आ रहा है तो एटलीस्ट वो तो कप ना फेंके। एंड दे सेड दैट दैट्स द ओनली वे दे कैन काउंट द ड्रिंक्स दे हैव सोल्ड, सो दे कांट रियली डू एनीथिंग अबाउट इट. But again, another failure that I had was I was really happy when the plastic bags got banned in Karachi and Islamabad and Lahore, and I was so happy I can't tell you. And then nothing happened. Basically, nothing happened. Everybody's using the plastic bags they were using before, and it just kills. It just honestly just breaks your heart that government ने बोला भी था. I tagged every person that I knew in the government in all the links कि भाई please, everybody's still using plastic bags, and nothing happened. And then माशाल्लाह से हमारी गवर्नमेंट ने बोला है कि अगर आपका जो प्लास्टिक बैग अगर आप लोग यूज़ कर रहे हैं वो अगर एक परसेंटेज से ज़्यादा मोटा हो तो इट्स नॉट अ सिंगल यूज़ प्लास्टिक बैग. बट आई रियली वांट टू आस्क देम कि प्रैक्टिकली सोचें अगर 2 मिनट के लिए, कौन इंसान देखेगा ये प्लास्टिक बैग तो मोटा है, इसको मैं रीयूज़ करती रहूँगी सारी ज़िंदगी. ऐसा नहीं होता. सो इट डजेंट मैटर कि प्लास्टिक बैग कितना मोटा है या कितना पतला है, किस क्वालिटी का है, वो सिंगल यूज़ ही है और लोग उसको सिंगल यूज़ की तरह ही इस्तेमाल करेंगे. So that's one of the changes you can bring if you want to just go to these shops like जहाँ पे भी प्लास्टिक बैग यूज़ हो रहे हैं और उनको एटलीस्ट बोल दें कि प्लीज़ ये बैग्स मत यूज़ करें. अपनी चीज़ें तो आप किसी रीयूजेबल में ले भी लें, लेकिन just please make sure to tell all these brands, shops, influencers, celebrities to stop promoting a unsustainable lifestyle, because it's affecting all of us. It's affecting all of us really badly. Another failure that I had was because of what I do. I meet a lot of celebrities, and honestly, I tried my best to talk to a lot of people. I'm not going to name anybody right now, but if they can just say a line or two about climate change, if they can say a line or two or about plastic, but nobody wants to talk about it. Like, nobody wants to talk about it. And it breaks my heart because a lot of people have a lot of followers, and they are influential, and if they talk about anything, people will listen to them. But but there is no money in talking about environment, so a lot of people don't want to do it. So yeah, so these were some of my failures. Another thing that I want to punch people on is when they put something in a single use plastic container and then like नहीं नहीं तुम्हारे लिए तो हम लोग उसको इसमें डाल देंगे, तो ठीक है हमने डाल दिया ऑलरेडी, वो यूज हो गया ऑलरेडी, अब कुछ नहीं हो सकता. So yeah, so but I think that it will take time to for people to understand. I think it just sad when some people have a lot of education, जो हमारे यहाँ education होती है, and they have a lot of exposure in life, but they still don't seem to care about it, and then they look very proud about not caring about the environment. So I think it is our responsibility to make sure that we make them embarrass, and tell them enough times, ढीठ होना पड़ेगा. If you really want to care about the environment, the only way to go about it is ढीठ होना पड़ेगा. I hear this almost every single day. उफ नूर आ गई है तो ये environment पे बात करना शुरू करेगी, ये प्लास्टिक पे बात करना शुरू करेगी. And trust me, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't. मतलब मैं ढीठ की तरह उसी टॉपिक्स को शुरू कर देती हूँ कि yes, we need to talk about this and I will talk about this. So yeah, so this is my journey. If you guys have any questions, anything that I can answer, I would love to answer that.
Yeah, everyone, please put your questions in the chat or just raise your hand and then we'll just unmute you.
And if I was
Okay.
speaking too fast, then I'm sorry. I just have a problem. I talk really fast.
No, that was so good. I'm sure everyone's learned a lot. Hareem, I've unmuted you. You can go if you like.
Assalamu alaikum, Noor, and everyone.
Salam.
That was really inspirational. I'm really happy that you're working on that.
Thank you so much.
And I wanted to know, how did you convince your family, especially the older people in your family, like your dadi and your nani? How did you convince them to convert to not waste water and gas and all of that, and not use plastic and all of that? How did you convince them?
So I think the key is that you convert yourself first, and you will listen to a lot of बकवास ना करो, ये इसी तरह होगा इस घर में. But eventually, when they see that you are doing it and you care about it so much, and trust me, if they care about you, they will convert in the end. But the key is to be persistent. The key is that you keep doing it, एंड यू मेक श्योर दैट अगेन, क्योंकि बड़े लोग हैं घर में, अम्मा है, दादी है, उन लोगों को आप ऑब्वियसली पुश नहीं कर सकते. बट इफ यू जस्ट, वो लोग जो कर रहे हैं वो करते रहे, उनको एक बार बता दो कि ये एनवायरमेंट के लिए इसलिए बुरा है. अच्छा, बाय द वे, जो हमारी दादियों की जनरेशन है, उन लोगों के लिए बहुत ईजी है ये समझना, बिकॉज उन लोगों के जमाने में सिंगल यूज का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं था. वो लोग इवन अगर तंदूर पे भी जा रहे होते थे, वो अपना कपड़ा खुद ही लेके जाते थे रोटी के लिए. उस वक्त की प्लास्टिक पैकेजिंग का इतना ज्यादा कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं था, तो खुले दाल चावल मिलना, खरीदना बहुत एक कॉमन चीज थी. तो अगर उनके साथ बैठ के प्यार से उनको समझाया जाए, समझाना इज द रॉन्ग वर्ड, आई थिंक वो बड़े हैं तो उनको अगर सिर्फ एक शेयर कर ली जाए अपनी कंसर्न, कि मेरा ख्याल है कि ये प्रॉब्लम हो गया है, और अगर हम लोग उसी तरह रहें जिस तरह आप रहती थी अपनी जवानी में, जिस तरह आप लोग करते थे, जिस तरह आप लोग डील करते थे चीजों से, तो आई थिंक दैट ब्रिंग्स अ वेरी वेरी बिग डिफरेंस, बिकॉज उन लोगों को फिर ये समझ आ जाएगा कि हम लोग उनको कुछ नया सिखाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे, हम उनको सिर्फ यही बोल रहे हैं कि जिस तरह आप लोग पहले रहते थे, वी वुड लाइक कि हम लोग भी उसी तरह रहें. So that is one thing that I did, and second is that just stay persistent in your own thing. और जब उनको दिखता रहेगा, even for example, let's say you go on a dinner with your family and everybody is ordering ड्रिंक्स और जिसके अंदर स्ट्रॉ आ रही हो, सबको स्ट्रॉ चाहिए, छोटी सी एग्जांपल है. लेकिन अगर आप वेटर को बोल दो कि यार मेरी ड्रिंक में स्ट्रॉ मत लेकर आना, maybe not the first time, maybe the second time or the third time, but they will realize that they can still have that drink without a straw, and then they will start doing it. So it will take some time, थोड़ा patient होना पड़ेगा इसके लिए, but it will bring a change inshallah.
Okay, thank you. But what, one more thing,
Yeah.
जैसे मैं कहती हूँ पानी बचाएं, पानी ना ज़ाया करें and all. अब कराची में बारिश हुई तो my दादी was like, देखो कराची में इतनी बारिश हो गई, आ गया पानी, अल्लाह के लिए कोई मुश्किल थोड़ी है, पानी नहीं खत्म होगा and all of that. So uska I have no answer for that.
So what I normally say on that is कि अल्लाह मियाँ ने हमें ये सब चीज़ें दी हैं और हमारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि जो चीज़ अल्लाह मियाँ ने बनाई है हम उसका ख़्याल रखें। चाहे वो पानी हो, चाहे वो एनवायरनमेंट हो, हमारी दुनिया हो, दरख़्त हो, चिड़िया हो, हमारा फ़र्ज़ बनता है। ऑन अ रिलीजियस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू हमारा एक्चुअली फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि हम उन चीज़ों का ख़्याल रखें। तो बेशक वो पानी आ गया ज़्यादा, अल्लाह मियाँ के लिए ऑब्वियसली बेशक कोई चीज़ मुश्किल नहीं है, लेकिन हम लोगों का फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि अगर हमें जो चीज़ें अल्लाह मियाँ ने बनाई हैं, हम उनका ख़्याल रखें। इट्स एज़ सिंपल एज़ दैट।
Okay, thank you very much and best of luck.
Um,
Thank you.
so one question that I would have for you
Hi.
actually, hi, thank you so much for all of this. But one question that I had for you is that, like, personally, I find it very easy to carry, like, utensils with me when I'm going out and just, like getting food and then eating with those utensils. But like recently, our university campus has opened as well, and like I was just visiting, right? And the thing is, with Corona as well, a lot of eateries and like in general, I think everyone must be noticing this. Like the plastic amount has gone up significantly, right? Like अगर आपको खाना पहले ऐसे देते थे, अब वो उसको शॉपर में डाल के भी देंगे to make it more contactless. So like
Yeah.
I feel like that also puts us in an awkward position where I don't even want to kind of ask, the person who's giving me food to be like, कि ये मेरा lunch box आप इसमें मुझे खाना दे दें, as opposed to like their plastic packaging. And as like university students, I think a lot of us do struggle with this. And one of the things that Leaf was trying to kind of figure out was that most of our student body is a hostelite, right? So abhi to like very few people are on campus, but next semester when more people will be, this is a problem a lot of us face. Okay, because you are a hostelite, you are a student, so you rely heavily on takeout, right? So you can't just go like, I'll just eat ghar pe. So what do you think? Are there any like suggestions that you have in how to go about that, and how are you handling the Corona world actually, and the
Yeah.
way we work
It's,
with
it's,
plastic?
I really hope the post-corona world comes soon because it's so
Yeah,
I was last month I was stuck in Dubai for a month. I had gone there for 7 days, but I was stuck there for a month because I came COVID positive. So and I did use a lot of plastic unfortunately because there was no other option that I had. As for the for example the canteen or all this is concerned, what I don't understand, and I might be wrong about this, but I have had this conversation with a lot of doctors that, for example, a lot of people wear gloves. Now, if
mm,
I'm wearing gloves and I'm touching every surface and then I'm touching every other thing, it's the same thing as not wearing gloves. So single use gloves तो मुझे जिंदगी में कभी समझ नहीं आया because फॉर डॉक्टर्स इट मेक्स सेंस कि वो आते के साथ ही उतार देते हैं, लेकिन जब हम लोग मैंने बहुत सारे लोगों को देखा है वो शॉपिंग पे जा रहे होते हैं या वो बाहर जा रहे होते हैं या इवन जो लोग हमें सर्व कर रहे होते हैं वो अपना मोबाइल भी उसी ग्लव्स पहन कर यूज कर रहे हैं, वो हर जगह जो है वो काउंटर पे भी हाथ लगा रहे हैं, चीजों को भी हाथ लगा रहे हैं, सो देयर ग्लव्स आर एग्जैक्टली एज contagious of the COVID as their hands. So I don't understand कि वो gloves का क्या सीन होता है. As long as the जो बाकी का सारा चीज कंटेनर और सब चीजें कंसर्न है, अगेन अगर फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने एक चीज को हाथ लगाया ना, मेक श्योर दैट इट्स क्लीन, उसके बाद मैं जो टेक आउट दे रहे हैं उनको देती हूँ, उनके हाथ में ऑलरेडी जो सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक वाली चीज है वो भी लगनी है और जो मैं दे रही हूँ वो भी लगनी है. सो आई थिंक सेम कॉन्टेक्ट होता है एंड आई ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन इट टू अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल. अक्सर लोग समझ जाते हैं, एक दो जगह पे मेरे साथ हुआ है कि वो लोग नहीं समझे, उन्होंने कहा कि नहीं हम आपका कंटेनर नहीं लेंगे. तो मैंने उनको बस सिंपली ये बोला कि अच्छा ठीक है आप मुझे टेक अवे बॉक्स में मत दें, आप मुझे जो यहाँ पे आप लोग जो सिरेमिक की प्लेट्स में सर्व करते हैं आप मुझे उसमें दे दें. उन्होंने मुझे उसमें सर्व कर दिया और उसके बाद मैंने वो खुद ही उठाकर अपने कंटेनर में डाल दिया. सो दैट वे आई वाज काइंड ऑफ एबल टू नॉट यूज अ सिंगल यूज कंटेनर. उसके अलावा आप बात कर रहे हो कि अगर आप लोग हॉस्टल्स में रहते हो और वहाँ का टेक अवे ही ऑर्डर करना होता है, सो दैट इज अ वेरी ट्रिकी वन बिकॉज मैं ये करती हूँ कि आई गो टू द प्लेस वेयर आई हैव टू गो और मैं अपने कंटेनर में ले लेती हूँ. लेकिन इवन विद दैट यू कैन ट्राई कि यू ऑर्डर फ्रॉम प्लेसेस जहाँ पे कम प्लास्टिक यूज होता हो. अगेन हर बार कुछ कुछ खाने का दिल भी चाह रहा होता है और वहाँ पे प्लास्टिक ज्यादा यूज हो रहा होता है, एटलीस्ट टेल देम ओवर द फोन कि अच्छा इसमें प्लीज आप चमचे कांटे ना भेजें, प्लीज स्ट्रॉ मत भेजें, प्लीज सॉस के साशेज ना भेजें बिकॉज दैट्स ऑल्सो प्लास्टिक. सो you can try on that. And if you order regularly, if you can just tell them कि आप लोग अगर प्लीज कोशिश करें कि अपने टेक आउट में से प्लास्टिक जो है वो थोड़ा कम कर दें. And it actually works. There is a cafe called Green something. मैं उनकी जिंदगी का अजाब बन गई थी. एवरी टाइम आई लाइक आप प्लीज कोशिश करेंगे प्लास्टिक कम कर दें, प्लास्टिक कम कर दें, प्लास्टिक कम कर दें, प्लास्टिक कम कर दें. एंड इवेंचुअली नाउ दे यूजिंग कार्डबोर्ड बॉक्सेस, व्हिच इज अगेन, मतलब मुझे खुश करना मुश्किल ही नहीं, नामुमकिन भी है. तो कार्डबोर्ड बॉक्सेस से भी मैं बहुत खुश नहीं होती बिकॉज दे आर स्टिल सिंगल यूज. एंड आई थिंक नो मटेरियल इन दिस वर्ल्ड we have enough to use single use, because even अगर आप कार्डबोर्ड बॉक्सेस यूज कर रहे हो तो वो भी दरख्तों से बने हुए हैं. So exactly, मैं ज़्यादा खुश नहीं हो सकती उससे भी. So but again, they're better than plastic in some way. So I'm saying that if you keep on calling the same place and ordering from the same place, if you just tell them कि आप चमचे कांटे, sauces, straws मत दें, और कोशिश करें कि आप अपना थोड़ा सा environmental friendly take out containers बना लें, so that might work. Where did you get inspiration to embark on this positive journey? How did you start for all? So honestly, Ali, there was no one moment that I can unfortunately tell you कि मैं कहाँ से शुरू किया था ये. It was over time, and thanks to a lot of social media algorithm, because फिर मैंने एक पोस्ट जब लाइक कर लिया अबाउट प्लास्टिक और एनवायरनमेंट, तो वो सारा एल्गोरिदम मेरे फेसबुक पे और इंस्टाग्राम पे और यूट्यूब पे टूट गया, जहाँ आई वुड ओनली गेट रिकमेंडेशंस अबाउट videos related to climate or environment or plastic or animal agriculture. And it has only been that मैं देखती रहती हूँ. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about this now, because I feel like there has to be more to life, right? There has to be more कि मैं बस अपने बारे में सोचूं, मुझे क्या खाना है, मुझे क्या खरीदना है. इससे ज्यादा बेहतर जिंदगी, इससे ज्यादा है जिंदगी के मीनिंग. So yeah, it unfortunately there was no particular moment that changed everything for me, but it just over time, 3-4 years, by watching a lot of videos, documentaries, reading a lot about it, and just seeing what's happening in our environment, changed everything. But the first thing I did was to stop using single-use plastic.
Thank you so much, Noor. Does anyone have any questions? Any further questions?
So if we are about to end this, I would just request you all to just please try and just bring some change in life after watching this. Anything at all. If you can just start using a reusable water bottle, please do that. If you can just anything, any small thing. If you can just have vegetarian meals once a week, twice a week, vegetarian day once a month, twice a month, just anything that you think you can do, you know, just make it cool to repeat clothes on Eid or Shadiyan or generally in life. Anything. Please just do something. And if you do bring a change, do something, please tag me on my Instagram and I would love to see.
Uh,
I think we have one more
yeah,
question
just
or comment.
just one more question. So you've obviously done a lot for the environment and for influencing people, but I just want to know, like, since you've made all these changes, can you talk about your personal, the impact on your personal life, on your mental health, on your I guess how it changed you as a person being a part of this journey for yourself?
Yes, I can talk about that for 3 hours. It has made me angry, honestly, because when you start noticing how a lot of people are just living their life, and when you start talking to people, और जब वो आगे से बहुत कोई ढीठ जवाब देते हैं कि हाँ हाँ हमारी जिंदगी तो गुजर जाएगी, हम तो 20 साल में मर जाएंगे, फिर बच्चे आगे देख लेंगे क्या होना है. या फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं एक पानी की बोतल खरीद लूंगी तो उससे कुछ नहीं हो जाएगा. So I get really angry, honestly, and I have worked a lot on trying not to be angry or say anything bad to people. Like I have worked a lot on that. Um, so that is one challenge that I'm still facing. How people react to what I do. I get a lot of messages on my Instagram every alternate day कि आप जो कर रही हैं ये रिलीजियसली गलत है, आप जो कर रही हैं ये कोई तीर नहीं मार रही हैं, आप भाषण मत दें टाइप सीन. एंड मैं भाषण दे भी नहीं रही हूँ भाई, मुझे अनफॉलो कर दो. But yeah, so that is one challenging part of it. The other part that is very challenging in my personal life is that you need to bring a lot of changes. Like, I can't use the shampoo that I want anymore. I can't use the creams that I want anymore. I can't You can't just go and buy a packet of chips and have it because it's packed in plastic. So it's though all those changes are very difficult, honestly. I'm not gonna like pretend कि नहीं कोई मसला ही नहीं हुआ, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ. Honestly हुआ. But now I'm used to it and I have found alternates to everything. अगर chips खाने तो किसी बेकरी में अक्सर बेकरीज में खुले हुए चिप्स मिल रहे होते हैं, वो खा लो. खुले हुए बिस्किट्स मिल रहे होते हैं, वो खा लो. अगर आपको दाल चावल या कोई चीज लेनी है तो वो हमारे यहाँ बहुत सारी दुकानें हैं जहाँ पे खुले हुए मिलते हैं, वो खरीद लो. सो आई हैड टू फाइंड ऑल्टरनेट्स फॉर इट. बट ऑनेस्टली इट हैज नाउ आफ्टर ऑल दिस टाइम जब मुझे सारे ऑल्टरनेट मिल गए हैं उसके, आई फील लाइक इट हैज मेड मी रियली हेल्दी इन अ लॉट ऑफ वेज, बिकॉज मैं बहुत सारा जंक नहीं खा रही. मैं बहुत सारा चीजें जो केमिकल्स हम लोग अपनी स्किन पे बालों पे यहाँ वहाँ लगा रहे होते हैं वो नहीं लगा रही. सो इट हैज मेड मी रियली हेल्दी. That's kind of a plus point living a sustainable life. But yeah, so there are good days when you're talking about mental health. Honestly, there are good days. There are bad days. There are days where I'm like मैं दुनिया बदल दूंगी, and then there are days like ये shit कोई सुन ही नहीं रहा है, बकवास है ये सब कुछ. So yeah.
I love that so much because, personally, when I tried to take out single-use plastic from my life, I saw this post about like a Snickers being on a beach, and it was like uski expiry date was like 10 years ago. So the implication was कि 10 साल पहले किसी ने Snickers खाई और अभी तक उसका wrapper यहाँ पे. So I tried to like be mindful about that, and then it was just like my diet got so like significantly better because so much of this like unhealthy stuff that we just like go for and don't think about is also single use. So when you just try to be mindful about that, like that also impacts your mental health a lot. So that was just
Yeah.
something I wanted to add.
And the thing is that there are days when you really 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 want to have that Snickers, right? So just
Yeah.
give yourself that. If you would, for example, have it every day, don't have it every day, but just have it maybe once a week or once a month, and then look for alternates where you can find chocolate, which is not in plastic packaging. Like we have a place called Lal's in Karachi, जहाँ पे chocolate मिलती है, which is open, it's not in any kind of packaging. So look for those kind of places. So don't अपने आप को हर चीज से खत्म ना कर दें कि यानी I'm not gonna have junk anymore, I'm not gonna have chocolate anymore. Do that, but just look for alternates.
Yes, exactly. Like I think one of the major
Yes,
takeaways that
please.
everyone should have, yeah, is to, don't try
Yeah.
to be a perfect environmentalist either, because then most people are thrown off of it altogether.
Yes, and that's very true, Manu, because honestly, nobody can be perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody. I don't think anybody in our environment, because मसला ये है कि हर चीज जो अवेलेबल है वो अनसस्टेनेबल है. अगर आप दुकान में जाओ और आप चीजें ढूंढना शुरू करो जो कि प्लास्टिक पैकेजिंग में नहीं होगी, यू विल स्टार्व, ऑनेस्टली. So yes, it's just take it slow, and nobody needs to be perfect, but just make sure कि अगर आप for example शहद खरीद रहे हैं जो कि प्लास्टिक पैकेजिंग में भी और कांच की बोतल में भी है, तो जस्ट ट्राई कि वो कांच की बोतल में खरीद लें. लेट्स स्टार्ट फ्रॉम देयर. अगर आप कोकोनट ऑयल ले रहे हैं जो कि प्लास्टिक पैकेजिंग में भी है, साथ में ग्लास जार में भी है, ग्लास जार वाला खरीद लें. So just be mindful about this. Just try, and I think the first step needs to be that we need to read up a lot on it, watch a lot of documentaries, understand what the problem is, and then be mindful of it. Just try and cut it wherever you can in the start, and then just take it from there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this, Nurul Huda. If anyone has any
Guys,
questions, we're open to them. Or now I think we're just going to wrap this up now. Yeah. All right.
yeah. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
So if you're going, then just please, if you can just do one thing: compost. Compost is very easy. You can just do it in your balcony. You can just do it in your garden. If you guys live in a hostel, you can just do it in a combined place. You can do it in a terracotta pot, जो normal मिट्टी के गमले होते हैं, or you can do it without it. If you need any help on that, please just message me on my Instagram. But that can make such a big difference. Just please, if you can do anything, just compost.
Thank you. I think
Thank
we're
you,
going to
guys.
reach out to you for this, maybe.
Yes, please do that.
We
Please,
can have like a
anytime.
leaf collaboration on learning how to compost.
I'm here anytime.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
So this session has been recorded, so we'll share it with all of you as well. And I'm just going to end this now. Bye. Thank you everyone for joining.